And here we are. As you can see, I've doctored up the cake factory floor a little bit in my tower. I want each of my floors to actually serve one purpose. Those chickens will drive me nuts, and that cow. Um, but yes, I want each of my floors to serve a different purpose, so I've started to kind of decorate a little bit and make this floor a little nicer. I wanted to still be able to see the pipes, but I wanted each floor to have a different feel almost, a different layout and perspective. So I swapped out the basalt for some nice wood, and I added in some frames. But now each of these farms is working. I've got a bunch of good things. So yes, but that leads me to what I'm going to do today. So I need more power, but before I can do that, I want to solve some material issues that I have and generally just get set up. So I'm actually going to start moving to the next floor, which the next floor, I want it to be, its priority is pretty high. So I want it to be sort of a mineral processing floor and a general production site for what this factory will create. Now, of course, I'm going to have that covered in a fairly small space. So this floor is actually going to be a lot of production, like different things that I can automate. So most crafting recipes and also the machine that I'm going to build today. However, in order to do that, I actually want to create a new power system. And when I say a new power system, I use that term somewhat loosely. But the first thing I'm going to do is make an MV transformer, which I need for what I'm going to get next. And the next step is to actually, ow, is to actually, I really need to light up this tower. Ow, is, gosh, is to set up a different form of power, a better form of power than these solar panels here. Now, I have an extra one of these because I don't want to entirely disconnect it, but my hope is that I can go like this, and then attach one of these here, and hopefully that'll be able to remain. Okay, it looks like it's still level. Yeah, so this should hopefully maintain its power supply. Now, what I'm going to do is remove these. Unfortunately, I don't have the materials anymore for that, so what we're going to do is just take two of these and go like so, which won't exactly be, it won't exactly match, but it should work. I may actually leave them undone. But yeah, so now this solar panel's in place, it should still maintain energy of the batteries. It looks like we're steadily losing power over time, so maybe this will not be sufficient in the end game, but for now that's fine. Now I'm going to grab this so I can use a crafting table, and what I'm going to create is something referred to as an MV solar array, which is very expensive, right? Each solar panel takes like 10 iron. Each LV solar array takes 8 solar panels, and this MV solar array takes 8 of those LV ones. So that's what? 8 times 10 times 8, what is that? 640 iron in total, which is insanity. But all the same, the reason I'm creating this is because I want this system to actually disconnect. I don't want all of these linked up to the same power supply, because until I can get a standard power supply connected throughout the entire tower, I kind of want everything to be a little bit individualized. So this will maintain the energy of the farms and anything else I make down here, but I want to have a separate power supply for up here. Now, of course, this is going to create an issue very quickly where this is going to run out of power, and my farm will actually shut down. So what I'm going to do is take away the sequencer for now, so that I can set up my new power supply. Now, I do want it to come from the same source, so I'll probably have it adjacent to this, actually, because this will do nicely. But my thought is I can have it come from the same source location without interfering with anything else. So what I can do is, I go like so, and like so, like this. Medium voltage solar array, excellent. Now, at a later date, I'd like to create 2 of these, but for now, I may have actually put that the wrong way around. There we are. Okay. So now this is filling. We will break this. Put down the... Now, I want to figure out which way this places. Okay, so it's that way. So I do not want it to explode. So, then like so. Now, when I connect this power back up to here, this should maintain the power and be entirely detached from the other system. Now I will return all of those. And since I have these, I will actually do this. And I do not need these. All right, there we are. Now, this power supply is way more than I need. One of these is able to keep most of these machines running, except for the macerator up here. That's the only reason I had to add 2 extras there. But certainly this is 8 of these. This will be able to maintain everything I'm going to create until I can establish, well, an even more insane power source that will just de facto make this completely useless, essentially. But what that means is that now I actually need to get this cable up to the next level, which is right up here. So what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to end up covering this part of the building. So what I'm going to do is actually feed in the cables from here. Like so. There's, of course, terrifying denizens here. I'm going to have to start getting, again, lights, but also potentially weapons. Which is actually secretly a little bit of why I'm doing this, but I will, for now, put some torches along here just to keep things all lit up. There we are. Okay. Now I need to take some power, like so, and drag this up here. Let's see. Yeah, I probably do want it to come out there, actually. This. Alright, now I have this entranceway for what I'm going to create. Now I am going to drop downstairs quickly and replace this. Like so. There we are. Now this will run once again. And now, ow, I can get shot by a skeleton. Alright, here we are. And with the groans of zombies, oh, yep, there they are. We can begin this machine. Now, this machine is cheating. I will just say that. What I'm going to do is use energy condensers to effectively create infinite matter and probably start some sort of black hole. I mentioned last time that I believed in using equivalent states of matter to create things. Like down here, I'm using organic materials to create organic materials, right? Wheat into bones. But this is taking that to an extreme level where I'm turning carbon from fire into diamonds, which is technically equivalent chemically wise, but is just taking advantage of some poor mathematics in the code that I don't think the creators intended to deal with. So, the first step is to actually place down an energy condenser. Now we're going to need 3 of these, so I've laid out places for them. I will actually create another spot here for this. There we are. These are the focal points of this design. Now what these will do is create blaze rods and eventually whatever I want them to create, which is a very loose term, right? So what we're going to start with is a blaze rod here. Now what you need to know is that when you place a blaze rod in your crafting inventory, you can make blaze powder, and you only make 2 of them. However, if I attach a wooden transport pipe to this and a macerator can turn blaze rods into blaze powder at 5. So you get, what is that, 1.5 times as many? maybe that's not exactly correct, but all the same, that is essentially the root of this machine. So then what you're going to do, attach this, come down here, cobblestone, distribution pipe, we'll drop down this layer, we can wrap this around back here, come up behind this one, and then we will go like so, like so. Actually, we can just do this. Redstone torch, and there we are. Now, distribution pipes, as we've gone over before, can control where materials go based on setting numbers. So what I can do is remove everything except for red. I believe you could probably already see where this is going. Blaze rods, they are equivalent to 2 blaze powder. So what I can do is I can send 2 blaze powder down to get turned back into blaze rods. And then any remainder, so the 3, will then be sent up into the next energy condenser. So that is gray, so I'll put 3 up. So now this cycle is complete, essentially. If I attach a redstone torch here, it will be officially done. So now, whenever a blaze rod is created, it will be drawn out, turned into blaze powder, and then enough to create another blaze rod will be sent this way, and any remainder will be sent off this way to create the next item. Now what I'm going to do is put 5 overclocker upgrades in here, and also go to bed, because it is late, and there we are. Okay. So now, this system will maintain itself. Now, all I need to do to make that more official is to actually power it. So if I go here and here, then we can power that. I guess I should have left that brick. There we are. Now this will work all on its own. And theoretically, I could also just put a diamond in here, and this system would work. It would pump any remaining blaze powder out to here and do that. However, this is pumping 3 blaze powder extra out, which means that this has 1.5 blaze rods worth of energy created. So what I'm going to do, actually, is attach another wooden pipe here with a macerator and 5 overclocker upgrades, which will then extract out here. Now, if I go like so, and like so, with redstone torches, I can then drag power out this way, break this, go like so, and replace that brick, and there we are. Now, this whole system will work of its own accord. And the way I could test that is by putting a diamond in here, a blaze rod up there. Blaze rod's already in place, so now I can take 2 blaze powder and start the system. So as you can see, blaze powder instantly turned into a blaze rod, then drawn out, turns into blaze powder. Is it raining or something? Anyhow. Then blaze powder is brought out. 2 are sent off to become a blaze rod again. Oh man, this is actually like, it's really cool watching this. It'll speed up eventually. These redstone engines take like a little time to heat up, but once they do, they get going a little bit better. We've already got 1 blaze rod being sent off. This then gets turned into blaze powder, which is sent on its merry way. If I actually had it the correct orientation. There we are. Now there is something I'm going to do which can make this a little bit faster, which is that if you attach another redstone engine with a redstone torch to it, then it will actually draw out 2 items for every time this pumps. Now, the reason this is relevant is because, as you can see, we're already getting blaze rods faster than this can keep up with. Because every 1 blaze rod macerated becomes 5 blaze powder, right? So, as you can imagine, what would it be? 12 blaze rods is a stack, almost? No, that's 60. Okay, 13 blaze rods then. And then that's too many for this to actually work, and then the system would get clogged up. So by using this, every time those redstone engines will pump, they'll pump out 2 at a time. That way it'll keep the system working at efficiency. And as you can see, we've already got a diamond. So this is my, essentially my black hole machine, which will just run forever and generate me infinite materials. Which is great. I'm probably going to store them as diamonds. Just feels like a nice, easy way to keep track of them. The other thing I could do, which I very well might do, which is absolute insanity, is I could add another one of these, another row, just above this one. So I could put an energy condenser, wood pipe, down into a macerator, and this whole system could be stacked up. And theoretically, I could also just replicate this across horizontally and vertically. But I feel like I don't need to. I mean, infinity is still infinity, regardless of how you obtain it, you know what I mean? This is already infinite, and anything else might just be a little bit insane. So, yes, there we are. This officially works. I'm going to block this all up so that it is spawn-proofed and kept safe. And then, yeah, there we go. This machine works. I'll come back once I have, I don't know, 60,000 diamonds, and I'll show you my progress. I should also mention that this system down here produces cakes more than I can actually even use them. So if I ever wanted to clear out some space, I could always take these cakes, which have a pretty high value, grab I don't know, a row of them essentially. I could bring them back up here and just feed them in here and see how much I get. There you go, I got 75% of a diamond just from cake. Yeah, there we are. This system now works. And, yeah,